Thank you for tuning in to TTV. I'm your host, Toya, and today is Freedom Friday, and we are talking about generational fear. Okay, so y'all know when I'm sitting, that is either I'm reading something or it's a serious topic. Before I get into it though, please like, subscribe, and share because if you get anything out of this content, chances are someone else will as well. So why not share it with those you know, love, and care about? Also, check out the link down below for Young Living, which is an essential oil company. They do not sponsor me, but I am a distributor for them. So check them out because they are the best in the business. And the link is down below. So let's get into it. So this has been a topic that's come up for me about 3 or 4 times now in the past week. And because of that, when I was sitting down, because y'all know I do all of these, I film all the videos in one day. And before I do it, I sit down and I meditate and I ask my ancestors because I do this for them. I don't do this for me. This isn't something I wanted to do, okay? And every once in a while, I will have a temper tantrum like, do I have to keep doing these videos? Yeah, I do. I ain't gonna lie. But they tell me yes. So they give me the topics for it. So what can I can't really complain. But this is one that has come up and they wanted me to share this with you guys. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because I was speaking to someone, one of the people that's in my mentorship. And she told me about a young lady who had made this post about, cause we learned consumer laws. Okay. And that's what we learned about. And she was upset because her parents never taught her that. Then fast forward a couple of days and I had somebody else that was complaining, yeah, because our people never, our parents never taught us this. And then ended up fast forward talking to somebody else who I ended up mentioning the same topic about, the generational fear. And for white people, this really don't apply to you. I'm sorry, it doesn't. Asians, I can say yes. Well, you know what? Some of the Irish, y'all had a hard time too when y'all first came to this country. So Asians, Irish, who else? Hispanics, yep, the Latino community, the black folks, like all this is really applies to us, okay? And the reason I say that is not to exclude anybody from this, but it's hard for you to understand and know if you don't have any people or you never experienced or haven't had to deal with this. You guys have a different generational, something else that's generational that's taken down by family, and most people call that the privilege, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today I'm talking about generational fear, okay? And she was, like I said, she was upset because she never learned this. Okay, so consumer law, if you don't know what that is what I call rich white people credit. Okay, that's basically what it is when you learn rich white people credit, and how it is that they move through the system and allow the system to work for them. The thing is that you have laws that were really designed to help us as consumers. Okay, they were designed to protect us and make sure we weren't taken advantage of, but we live in a system that is designed to take advantage of us, to bring to come on, give me the word to supplement the fear that they've already instilled. So when she was upset about the fact that her parents never taught her this and that, but you have to go back that they didn't know this. And when you think about it, especially in the black community, my great grandmother, my great grandfather, they were slaves. Okay, which means my grandfather and my grandmother were the children of slaves and were, in some cases, like my grandmother, was a child during slavery. So when you're in slavery, when they were in slavery, you had the master. You couldn't do anything unless the master told you can do it, okay? Your owner told you can do it, then you can do it. Otherwise, you couldn't. And if you went against that, it could cost you your life. You could be punished by being whipped. You can be stripped of your family. Your family could be killed. Like any number of things could happen when you were a slave. So those slaves were teaching that same thing, their same precautions to their children, to be careful, to not try it, to don't push it, don't rebel, because if you do, it could cost you your life. So fast forward to the next generation where you start getting into civil riots and civil rights actions, and coming out of slavery and stuff and giving rights to people. Well, you come out of that, and into that, you have those people who were born, and you had the lynchings, you had hangings, you had people burning down houses. You couldn't look at white people. You couldn't do anything. Like, if you rebelled in any kind of way, they tore you down. And not only would they come after you, they may come after your family, your children, your house, your mama, your daddy, whoever it is that they can get to you. They may even sit back, and this might be a trigger for you, so you might want to pause this or fast forward a little bit. But they may even sit back and rape all the women in your family. Like, it's no telling what would happen. And so that was the fear of that generation that was brought down to parents of people my age. I'm actually, I'll be 46 next week. So to parents my age. So they come into that. They're still coming out of that civil rights movement age. Okay, so they're still coming out of it. So you still have a little, but they were raised by the parents who were fearful. So you come out of that and you end up with this generation who doesn't want to push the buttons too bad. Some of them are trying it, and then those who do try it, you see how they get locked up in jail. They end up killed. You see what happens to their family and all of this. So you don't want that happening. So now you're afraid to participate in it because you don't want that happening to you or your family. So you have more fear, and more reasons to not rebel. Okay, more fear against rebelling. And so those people raised us. Now, because society has gotten a little better, like you can look at a white person and not have to worry about getting lynched. Certain things like that is still not 100% good. It's not the best it could be. We still have our issues, which is with the cops and all that stuff you see on TV. I don't need to tell y'all about all of that. But you have all of that's going on. So our generation, my generation, is getting more into it, even though we're getting up in age. Because like I said, in your 40s, your 50s, you're getting up in age, but you're coming out of it and you're learning to take risks. And the reason we're learning to take risks is our children who are in this now, living life now, and don't have to go through the things that we went through as children, don't have to learn the things that our parents taught us or their parents taught them. Now you get to start breaking those habits, start breaking those chains, and coming out of that fear. And so because we can see the opportunities that our children have, it makes us feel a little more comfortable going out there and learning different things. Now, does this apply to everybody? No. I'm talking in general because I wasn't one of those people. I was afraid to get in trouble all the time when I was a kid. That was instilled in me. You get in trouble, you go home, you're going to get your butt tore up, right? You're going to get punishment some kind of way. And so there was that fear instilled in me when growing up as a kid of not getting in trouble. Okay, and a lot of us had that. So don't go against the grain. Don't talk back to your teacher. Don't, because you're going to get in trouble. Okay, so don't. To where our children, we fight more for our kids. Like I used to tell my children, like if you have to go to the bathroom and you ask the teacher and the teacher's still acting funny, just get up and go to the bathroom. Don't sit there and pee on yourself. Let me deal with the teacher when it comes to that point. Because at that point, I'm going to deal with the teacher. And so that's how a lot of people my age, that's how we treated our children. So we gave them a little more freedom. We didn't tell them be so afraid. We allowed them to have their own identity instead of being fearful. And I'm not judging any parents. I'm not judging my parents for it as well, because you do what you know to do. They teach you they taught you what they knew to teach you. And we learned a little bit more, so we taught our children a little different. And so our children are coming out different and hopefully teaching their children different. And this will be the good side of it, not necessarily bad side of it, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on right now, and I'm sitting there like with some of these kids, it's like, really? But anyway, sticking to the subject. So that fear that was brought down generation after generation after generation is now starting to be broken. So kids nowadays that are in their, I shouldn't say kids because y'all are young adults, but young adults that are in their 20s now, or in their early 30s, they're coming out of that, and they're some of them are mad because they're like, well, why didn't y'all do all of this? And the truth is because we had a lot of stuff that was going on that we was dealing with. We were dealing with the fear that was passed on from us from our parents, and they were dealing with the fear passed on from them from their parents, and so on and so forth. So it was a learned fear base that comes in, that you just do not rebel. You don't go against the grain. And if you think about society and how before internet, pre-internet, how it was designed like that, and you had that kind of institutionalized thinking okay, that they created, and the system that they created and went through. But now that we have the internet, you have more people coming out of that. You have more people understanding their divinity, which is my goddess picture up there, the inner divinity, becoming more spiritual and understanding that a lot of this was programming. And so you have this generation of children, like I said, in their of young adults in their 20s and early 30s who are coming out of that, and they're becoming more spiritual. They're understanding more so who they are, and they have the guts to stand up, to where the generations before that, we had a lot of reasons not to. Okay, a lot of reasons not to. So that's what I wanted to talk about, because I think it's something that a lot of people don't think about. You know, you think about what it is that you're capable of doing. Everybody is not like you. Everybody is not capable of the same things as you. Everybody is not as strong as you. You know, you have some people who just want to just stay under the radar. They don't want to be seen. They don't want to have anything to do with any of that. And they just want to go have a nice peaceful life, do what they need to do, spend their time doing what they do, and then get out of here. And then you have those of us who are more warriors, who are like, no, this isn't right, you know, and want to fight and go against the grain and rebel a little and test stuff. And that's fine as well. So the people who raised you, though, may not have been like that. So that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So just think about that. Think about the generation. Think about the person and the people that you're talking about when you come up with these. Or why didn't they do this? Or why didn't that happen? Or why didn't they do? They had reasons for it. So think about those reasons. Have a little compassion for them. Have a little forgiveness for them, because it wasn't easy for them either. You know, they had the things that they had to overcome as well, and things that they questioned as far as why wasn't I taught this? Why didn't my parents teach me this? You know, but then in the end, you just have to understand your parents did the best job that they could for where they were in life, and their maturity, the mentality, for everything, their environment, everything that was going on with them. They did the best job they could do. And let that be it. And move on. And you learn and you do better. So that's the message for today. I hope you got something out of it. Again, if you did, please like, subscribe, and share. I love you, and I will talk to you tomorrow.